Welcome to London, Mages.
Sorry.
So today, Alec has some shopping to do with what very little pocket money he has left. He is going to shop around for something to complete his latest construction.
Okay. Prosperity is working at her little herb shop, which doesn't have a name, so let's call it for placeholder name the Rosewood. Okay, that works. It's just called the Rosewood, and it's this little herb shop. It's like in the back alleys. It's not really out on like the public, where you'd expect all the shops to be. It's kind of in the back, little homey place that can be found with the Google search if he is so inclined, very easily.
Alec will stroll past and kind of look and double take at the name before strolling to check the hours and see if the door is open.
There's no like open sign on the door, but there is a young woman inside at the counter. She's got like very long brown hair. She's wearing right now she's wearing like a tie-dye shirt and some ripped jeans, and she appears to be flipping through a magazine, and she looks up at Alec when he looks in the window and smiles at him.
It should be noted, because of my lack of overlay, Alec actually has profiled appearance.
Okay.
He looks like a rough customer, kind of somewhere between biker and bum.
All right. So it's one of those business smiles, kind of that customer service, I'm smiling because I have to sort of thing.
Yeah. Alec will poke his head in and go, "Hello."
And the girl will go, "Well, hello. Are you looking for herbs?"
That would be wonderful.
She nods and says, "Well, that's our specialty here at the Rosewood. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?"
Mugwort and elderberries.
She kind of frowns at that and says, quite an unusual selection. Is there any particular reason that you're looking for them? It's kind of out of season for planting them."
It is. I didn't know if maybe you had some dried or...
Well, I think we have some in the back. I can go check for you if you'd like.
That'd be super. I'll just hang out up here.
And she will nod and head off into the back of the store and come back probably about 10 minutes later with some little bags full of two different bags with the dried herbs in them. She'll set them down on the counter. They may not be the freshest, but at least we had some.
That's okay. I can reconstitute them fairly well. I'm soaking a little wine for a little while. They work okay.
And she
How
nods.
much are you?
She says, and she's kind of looking through like a little booklet underneath the counter, and she says, "I have 10 pound each."
And he'll scrape around in his pockets and he'll pull out probably 8.5, 9.25. I don't know how money works. And just kind of sprinkle what he can on the counter. I'm kind of new here and I don't get the exchange rate, but that's close. I can probably gather the rest of it in a couple of minutes if you've got time, or we could barter. I'm really bad at this. I'm sorry. Moving takes a lot of cash.
And she nods and says, "Well, we're kind of more of progressive shops. So I got plenty of time.
Ah, okay. Um, let me go sing for my supper real quick.
And she nods. And
And
while he's, oh, sorry,
go ahead.
I was just say while like in the background while he's doing it, she's going to make an Herbala and Esoterica roll to see if, because I had a character don't know if there are like occult juices for these plants, and I assume there are, but I don't know them. But she would. So
Are you doing a cult or esoterica?
an Esoterica Herbology.
Okay.
She got 2 successes, assuming standard difficulty.
The mugwort he's going to use to cleanse something, and the elderberry he's going to use to empower something.
Okay.
Those are the most like leap out at you, at least the way that I was taught.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
So he will go outside and dun, 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 dun. I will probably try a charisma performance roll by like taking off one shoe and kicking it out in front of him and like literally singing for cash on the street.
Gotcha.
If I remember how to do this.
It is /R, your D, your number of D10, dice total. No, yeah, number D10, your dice size, then your difficulty.
Okay. So I think that's right, but I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
2 successes.
Yes. All right. I'm assuming with 2 successes, you get plenty of enough cash.
I'm sure that would be fine. He'll empty the money out of his shoe and put it back on and walk back inside and go, sorry about that. It's a little embarrassing, but haven't settled in yet.
Oh no, I understand. As she, starts, going through the transaction, put money in the register and everything. He says, "So, are you a student of what do they call it? What's that fancy name? Herbology? These are quite unique plants to be using."
Yeah, I use them for different things here and there. They have a lot of religious significance in some cultures.
All right. Are you a member of one of these cultures, perhaps?
Kind of adopted.
And she nods. I have a fair bit of experience in that area myself. Perhaps you would like to work here? I can get a hold of my boss and see if he's okay with it.
I don't know anything about plants, but I could fake it.
She kind of chuckles and says, "And on the job learning is always a possibility as well."
It sounds good.
And she'll nod and say, "Unfortunately, he's not in today, but I will be able to get a hold of him fairly soon."
He'll pull a blank business card out of his pocket and scribble, a number on it.
And she'll take it, and she will write down like the number of the shop on a piece of paper and hand it to him. So he
Thank you.
has it.
He'll put that in his little flip phone.
Oh, you're welcome. Is there anything else you need today?
Like I said, I don't know much about plants, but I just got gifted with one, and I need to know how to make it like healthy. Is that a thing that you know? And I
What
know
kind of
water
plant?
and sunlight, but
What kind of plant is it? Do you have it with you, perhaps?
I don't. But I think it's mistletoe.
She kind of pauses for a second. Mistletoe. I'm gonna make that roll again. Actually, would this be? Is he asking? He's like asking for like mundane ways to take care of it, right?
Yeah.
I guess that would still be under herbology. Oh no, it'd be under botany, which I still have dots on. Good.
You're free to make the other roll if you're curious.
Yeah, and then she'll do that as well. Oh, 3 successes on the second roll. Let me do some quick Google foo. So she says, well, you would want to keep, I know you want to keep mistletoe cool until you want to use it. It's cold water. Those will keep it fresh. You don't want to use warm water. They're cold climate plant. And lots of sunlight is always good for care.
Okay. Thank you.
Then is it? Oh, you're welcome. And then add a character. Mistletoe is like is poisonous. Yes.
Out of character, mistletoe. Well, if he's moved his arms at all, you'll see on his wrists are some really crappily like prison style tattoos, but they're funny shapes.
Okay.
So, if you have any occult,
Which she does.
See if you recognize any of them.
Let me see how much cults I have. God, it's so weird actually having good dots and knowledges and like intelligence, so I can actually know things. Oh, I think she knows. That's 6 successes, assuming standard difficulty. 2 if not.
Yeah, standard.
Okay.
He's got really crappy runes like Elder Futhark runes tattooed on his wrists.
And she says, a student of Norse mythology?
Yeah, which is why the mistletoe is a weird gift. But you don't say no to a gift, so.
Yes. Would you? Should I make a roll to know about like the legend of Balder and all that stuff, and kind of infer that, or do you think that's common enough knowledge that it'll be covered, or that's that one occult roll?
It is common enough knowledge in mythological circles. Like anybody that studies religion or mythology would kind of pick up on that. It's even common among people who like have no other connection with Norse mythology than to say that most of Christianity's Christmas celebrations came from it. So.
This is fair. So yeah, she'll go. It's kind of could it be a threat, perhaps?
I think it was meant as a joke. But I've also heard that things have been interesting here in the Chinese sense. You know, may you live in interesting times. Like I heard about something about a sinkhole. That's crazy.
Yes, wasn't that at a mall or no? It was in the. I can't remember where that was, but I heard about that on the news. And then there were the murders the other week.
Hmm.
It was
That's
12 people, I think.
wow.
Yes, quite scary.
So I figure if a gift can take out a dig out of skullduggery, then perhaps skullduggery. That might not even be a word. I made it one. It's fine. Then perhaps it's a useful thing to keep around. One never knows what one might encounter. I mean, it won't help me with any architectural disasters, but
This is true. This is true. But I mean, if nothing else, you can, someone tries to murder you, I guess you can hit them over the head with it. She kind of chuckles. I'm not the violent type, as I'm sure you can tell.
that's apparent.
And she
That's okay
kind of
though.
laughs. Sorry.
There are plenty of people who are the violent type in your place, so you're doing the world a favor.
Well, let's just hope there's no need for violence anytime soon.
He'll roll his sleeves up a little more, and you can see the tattoos get crappier and crappier as they go up his forearms.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he'll say, "These these are a little rough, but they're what I got." So I was thinking about having them lasered. What do you think? They look kind of
That might work. Do you perhaps by any chance do any weaving? And this is going to be a what? What is? I know there's a role for this. Is it expression to insinuate something?
um from the core like sheet. I would assume it would be a subterfuge thing, but I'm
Gotcha.
not positive. Maybe
Tiger's online, so we can just throw that in chat.
there we go.
She's just going to say that and then smile, um, in a just kind of a polite way. Um, kind of trying to keep everything cordial.
Yeah. It will go over his head probably for the first few seconds, and he'll say, "No, actually, I'm a carver. I've got these," and he'll pull out a bag of like misshapen wooden discs
Mm-hmm.
with runes on them.
And she'll look at them and kind of go, "Oh, these are quite interesting. Do you use them for anything?"
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, I do. They're handy for deciding courses of action.
Yes, wasn't Odin a renowned rune caster, if I remember my Norse mythology correctly?
He he visibly tugs at his collar. Yeah, hard gained knowledge.
So yeah, something like that. As that goes over her head. Um, well, I personally don't know much about runes. I'm more of a herbal concoction type of gal myself.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
What
it's
sort of
that.
thing?
Just a nice mix of adder's tongue with, maybe some bee still, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
Just something nice and calming and healing for the body and the mind alike.
Healing is good.
Yes.
There should be more of it in the world, I think. I mean, not for me personally, but in general.
And she nods and says, there's people around the world who take it up as, I wouldn't say so much of a job, so much as just their calling.
Do I have a road for this? Let me check really quickly.
Hashtag prime site.
Yeah, I think I do. Hold on, buddy. Come here. Sorry, the dog's in here.
No, I gotcha.
Difficulty is 4.
I think so because it's highest level. It's the sphere level plus 2, I think. 3 if it's
Yeah.
vulgar.
So he kind of reach up and cover one eye real quick. Had 3 successes on prime sight to kind of like that can see auras, right?
I believe it's mind sight that sees auras. Mind
Oh,
and
it's
spirit.
mind and spirit. So we'll just look for any kind of weavings, as we call them.
But with prime, I know you can pick up the quintessence in people's patterns too if
Oh,
they have an
dude,
unusual amount of
that's sweet.
quintessence, which she
I don't think I've ever
does.
used prime sight.
She does have an unusual amount of quintessence. Oh. And she doesn't have any weavings on her. She's not got any active effects on her.
Okay.
But she does have an unusually high amount of quintessence for a mortal. Dun dun dun.
He'll pull his hand away from his eye real quick and go itch. So these concoctions.
Yes. And she kind of says curiously.
You sell those here too? Or do you make those for private use?
I tend to make them for private use. They're best used quickly when made, so they're very difficult to sell. And she kind of smiles and says, I'm sure you know what I mean. They're not lose their potency rather quickly, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I also in my travels, you can tell from the tattoos I've been around a little bit. I picked up some cool little like tricks. Would you like to see a magic trick?
I love magic tricks, she says as she kind of sets her, puts her elbows down on the counter and puts her head in her hands to watch.
So he reaches into the bag and grabs an elderberry and says, "Watch the berry." And he'll look around for something, anything, cups, anything like that to play a shell game with.
I'm sure there's like water cups or something in the break room that she can grab.
That'd be great. Awesome. Ready? Here we go. Now, I want you to tell me one it's under, and he'll put the elderberry under the cups, and he'll move it around shell game style, and then stop.
Okay. And she will look at them. How many did he take?
Just one.
Just one?
Just one.
And she kind of confusedly points to the one.
This cup here?
And she nods.
Do. Give me 1 second to look something up.
No, you're good.
That's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be diff 7.
Oh dear. I probably should get her awareness roll ready for that as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Gotcha.
I can do that on RT rolls, right?
I believe so. I think Tiger's allowed that before.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
he has. I'm almost certain of it.
If not, we'll see how we do anyhow.
Yes.
No successes.
Oh dear.
Except the willpower.
Yes. One success.
So he'll tip over the cup and there's nothing under it.
And she will kind of frown and go, so where did you put it?
He'll tip over the other 2 cups. Like they're all almost always 3 cups in a shell game. I'm sorry if I was unclear earlier.
Oh, I
He'll tip
got
over the other 2. They're empty. And he'll reach like backwards onto the shelf and just like pluck it off the shelf and put it in the palm of your hand.
And she'll look at it and say, a very impressive magic trick indeed. And she's kind of thinking for a minute. I don't really have any magic tricks I could show off. Mine are very subtle, you know. I prefer the subtle workings of the world.
Ah. I like flashy things. That one's usually it goes better, but it's hard with the elderberry to do the palming properly.
And she nods and she says, although there is something I could try. She's kind of thinking for a minute. I'll be right back, she says, as she pops into the back to make whip up a quick, like really quick, like potion sort of thing. Like she's just gonna take some plants and put them in a cup, mash them up, heat up some water really quickly, push some water in, stir it, that sort of thing. I'm seeing, because I have a list of like occult herbs and their uses, and I'm looking through to see if I can find what I need. She's actually going to mostly put celery in it.
Oh.
And she's going to come back. She's going to say, so this is a bit of a weird trick, but would you mind drinking this and then thinking of something, and I'll try to guess what you're thinking. And I have to look up the mechanics for this because I've never used mine before.
Okay, he will drink it and await your.
All right. And because I think of the way Tiger did, I get -1 for green thumb because I'm working with plants technically. Because I did ask Tiger about that.
Okay.
Common magical effects. Perception and psychic powers. Telepathy, mind 3. That's all it says. God damn it. I need to know because I believe it's based on willpower plus something. Like his willpower plus something for psychic powers. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
Is it temp or permanent willpower?
I think it's permanent. I'm looking through all the charts, like 20 different charts.
There are so many charts.
Yeah. Using instruments when you don't need to gives you -1. I did not know that. This is a road, so she doesn't get the fast cast penalty. So what is his willpower?
His permanent willpower is, I believe it is. Let me check my sheet real quick before I open my mouth. 6. His temp is much, much lower.
I'm looking through here. Maybe if I jump over to mind, it'll have it. No, because they don't ever have. They don't have like. Okay, how do you do that? Let's see if that has it.
I'm looking at how to do that.
Awesome, because I know there's a thing that's their willpower plus something. But I can't remember if it's +3 or what. There's psychic assault, but that's not what I want. He's trying to read minds, not murder his brain.
Oh, did you ever do the perception awareness?
She did. She got 1 success.
Okay. Prophecy. That's none of that helpful.
Would it be? It's not under energy work.
Uncanny influence, maybe?
That's where I was looking. They have psychic assault under there, but I don't see anything for the social element. Maybe it's under there.
Mind 2 allows the mage to read another character's surface thoughts.
Okay.
Page 114. How do you do that?
All right, because I know she has the spheres part. I just don't know.
I don't know that there is an opposed roll there. It didn't mention one.
114, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Somehow went to 122 on IPDF. That's amazing. Aha! Influence. This counts as an influence effect because it has the willpower +3.
Reading surface thoughts, I wouldn't think would be an influence effect because you're not influencing the target, but I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Right. Invasive influence. I guess that would be technically an invasive influence because she's looking into your mind to read a thought.
Okay.
Which, if we go down to influence magic difficulties, you often roll against the willpower trait for simple influence effect and the willpower +3 for ones that compel a person to do something he does not want to do. So if we go by that, are you okay with that?
I'm cool with that.
Your character. Okay, so be difficulty 5. Just gonna spend 1 quintessence. Difficulty 4, so you can actually pull it off. And 3 successes. So, what is he thinking about after drinking this concoction?
He is thinking actively about whether or not this hippie chick is special like he is.
And she will just smile and say, "Oh yes, I'm very special. As are you."
That was impressive.
And she kind of she smiles and says, I don't like to use that trick often, but it comes in handy occasionally."
I'm glad my mind was in a good place for once.
And she chuckles and says, "Me too. That can lead to unfortunate circumstances if one happens to try and contact another at the wrong time."
Yeah. So, and he looks back at the door. To make sure that there's nobody like peeking in or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks around the shop. And he says, "So, what do you do? Just this?"
This mostly, I've been trying to get involved with other people of the city. You know, I'm assuming
People or
you're
people?
people. I'm assuming you're council. She kind of raises an eyebrow.
Hmm. He takes his finger and he draws a little triangle with it on the desk.
Is it the verbena symbol type triangle?
It is.
And she will just smile and like roll up her sleeves to show that she has not necessarily a very good one, but it's just like a little painting of the verbena symbol on her upper forearm. It's good to meet you, brother.
And yourself. It's very difficult to know who you can trust.
It is, but it's always good to meet a fellow walker in the path of the wick.
So, how long have you been here? Did you grow up here? Do you live here? Is this your place?
I grew up here. I grew up here. Ended up moving away from family, and joined joined up with some people here who turned to be of the people, our people, and kind of just went from there with the training and everything.
Oh.
I haven't really been actively involved in matters, but I think it's high time that changes.
Well, the number that I gave you is one that you can reach me at pretty much any time. I've got a little tent pitched out in a nice spot. You can come visit, borrow books, whatever. Let me know in advance so that everything is, tidy.
And she nods. And she nods and says, "All right, thank you. And this is my personal number." She'll take out and scroll a short little number. She also has a little flip phone, and she hands it to him. If you need to get a hold of me, maybe investigating something, or get yourself in a scrap, need some healing, she kind of winks at him.
All right, and your name has slipped my mind.
You can call me Prosperity.
Prosperity. That's a good name. He'll program it into his little flip phone and put it back in his pocket.
She will smile and say, "It was good meeting you." And she kind of trails off. She says, "I don't think I got your name," ironically.
I'm Alec. Alec Airlaws. We're
It's good to
we can be friends now.
Yes, it's good to meet you, Alec.
Speaking of healing, and he kind of puts his forearms on the desk. He goes, I don't think I want to laser these. I think I just want them gone so I can replace them. You wouldn't know anybody that could help with that, would you?
Gone as in...
So I can start over. I got these before.
She kind of looks at him. Are they out of character? Are they like actual tattoos?
Yes, they are like stick and poke, India ink, crappy tattoos.
Okay, and she kind of thinks, says, I don't know anyone off the top of my head. I could try and do something, but I'm not certain how well that would work.
I mean, I can help a little bit, but I don't. He looks at the plants and he says, "I don't do this. I do," and he punches his hand with his fist. This.
Oh no, I completely understand. One thought I had. She kind of looks out the window to make sure nobody's looking in. Perhaps, tattoos are just pigment on the skin. Perhaps I could accelerate the growth of your skin cells. She kind of thinks, maybe almost heal them off of you. Perhaps.
I'm pretty deep. Maybe if we work together, we could pull some of the pigment out.
Possibly. That might work. But I can. And she kind of leans and she says, I can try seeing if my friends know anyone. No guarantees, but I can see if they might know anyone who could help.
That would be super. It would be worth a favor to me.
And she nods, says, I'll make sure I talk to him about it then.
Cool. Thank you.
Very
The
well.
goal is to start over with newfound knowledge.
And she nods and says, knowledge is always an admirable goal.
So if you ever need anything smashed or unsmashed, give me a call.
I will. Keep that in mind, she says as she kind of smiles and, takes the cup that she had the potion in and, kind of walks him to the door as he seems to be getting ready to leave.
He'll reach into his pocket one more time and pull out a blank wooden disc.
And she'll look at it curiously.
This is a new edition. It's not traditional. But I was thinking of using them as calling cards. So take this, and if anything ever happens to me, maybe you'll know that they were friends.
And she nods and she'll take it. She'll say, thank you.
I remember this place. This place is awesome.
We try our best.
Have a good day.
She waves and says, have a good day, Eric. Or Alec. I'm sorry. That was me out of character.
That's cool.
And as our two verbena part ways, having a most successful meeting, we will end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and stay tuned for more.